Welcome back to the Full Court Press here on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM The Fan. Second hour here on a Wednesday, and we've got a lot of men's basketball to talk about this hour. I know we've had a chance to talk about football and some changes going on, and also talking about Utah Hockey Club, but shifting over to a little bit of basketball. And to help us with that, we have the native of Serbia, former Gonzaga, and current Utah State men's basketball forward, Pavle Stosic. I'm so sorry. I still can't say your name properly. Pavle, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Just relaxing at home right now. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good.
Great.
Glad to have you on.
Basketball season is really close, so we're good.
Yes, I guess I can kind of maybe ask you about that. Just with basketball season just about to get underway, thoughts on how things are shaping up with the season so close?
I'm feeling good about the team. We just started the official practices a couple weeks ago. We're going hard. We're working hard, and I think that everything is falling into its place. We're just before the season.
So one thing I should ask you before we get too far into the season, obviously coming to Utah State, obviously from Serbia, played at Gonzaga. What was it that brought you to Utah State to play for Coach Calhoun?
I had multiple offers, but I don't know. Just as soon as I got on the Zoom call, it was a Zoom call with all the coaches, the whole coaching staff. I just like the story. He's a winning coach. He has a winning mentality, and that's what brought me here, because I want to keep winning. I've been winning in Spain. Of course, Gonzaga is a winning program, and I just wanted to keep that going, but also have a chance this year to contribute to a winning team, unlike last season.
Now, Pavle, you've had an interesting path to get to Utah State. As you already mentioned, you went to Gonzaga first, and you kind of hinted there that you played internationally. You played kind of professional basketball before going to Gonzaga. What was that like?
Yeah, that kind of happened unexpected. When I was 16, a couple of injuries. One of the guys that plays in the Atlanta Hawks right now, Reed Krejci, he got injured, so they needed a native player. Because I played a long time in Spain, I had the native license, so I counted as a Spanish player, and that's how I really got into the professional team. And it was a great experience. Didn't get much playing time, but I learned a lot from ex-NBA players and European professionals. And then I think a couple of years ago, I just decided to come to the U.S. because I think it's a great place for my career right now at this moment.
That experience, and I've heard this from several other people and watched a lot of professional guys in the NBA talk about that playing certain to some degree when you're playing at the level that you were in, you're a teenager but playing among adults as well. So kind of explain that difference with the different level of experience and age and maturity on the team that you were on.
For me, the first year was really hard physically. I didn't expect them to be that much stronger than me because I was tall. I had some weight on me. But just the old man strength, I guess, was like a big difference. And they were way more experienced. So they would get me on those cheeky little plays that only experienced players know how to do.
Yeah, a lot of subtlety there. But one thing I kind of want to ask, that kind of leads into something I was curious about with the differences between European basketball and American basketball. I mean, it's the same game and mostly the same rules, but are there just, what are kind of maybe the subtle differences between the two styles of play across the ocean?
So I think the tendencies are the biggest difference. U.S. tendencies are more involved with physical play, with the speed of the game, and Europeans' tendencies are more about the movement off ball and more running plays and being more slower but more tactical.
Now you were a native of Serbia. I know you said you spent a lot of time in Spain, but the NBA is Serbia has produced a number of NBA players, and as you said, you've been able to kind of witness some of those or replace some of them when you were younger. But are there any particular guys in the NBA that you really kind of look to or model your game after, or role models for you?
I mean, I love Jokic, but I can't really model my game after him because he's one of a kind. He's like one in a million talent. But I like watching him. But like one of the guys I tried to model my game to was Juancho. I don't know if you remember him. He's a Spanish forward, like similar build as me. He's playing in Panathinaikos now. He was one of the guys. He's playing in that movie with Adam Sandler. He's like,
oh, right.
Cool. Yeah, I try to model my game after him a little bit. I think he's a good role model for my playing style.
This is Hernan Gomez. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I remember him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with the European trip you guys got to go on, was that interesting for you? I don't know how much you traveled in Europe aside from Serbia or Spain, but what was that European trip like for you? Going back to the continent you were from with all of your new teammates.
It was really fun. I already been in Italy. I played a lot of games there, a lot of tournaments, but I think it was a great opportunity for the team to connect, because one of the other things big for Coach Cahoon is us being a big family. So that's why we spend a lot of times, a lot of weekends over at Coach Cahoon's house. Everyone together, the whole coaching staff, their families, everyone. So we're making kind of big family here. And I think that really helped us a lot to connect as a team, because we also have a lot of new guys coming in. I think there's only 5 guys that have stayed from last year. So everyone's pretty new to everyone here. And I think that was the main thing that helped us really like connect off the court, just as a big family. And also we saw a lot of things we had to work on the court.
With that European trip, new coaching staff, new players, you had to come together quickly to be able to play games. And then you went over, you guys had some success. But how have you kind of seen the team evolve since then? Because it was pretty intense practices and getting ready and travel and a lot of stuff happening quickly. But since then, you've kind of settled into a more normal or traditional routine for this time of the year. How would you say that things have evolved since that European trip, or have they? Have things just kind of kept and continued as they starting this summer?
I mean, of course, we got our freshman Isaac Davies back after the trip. He started practicing with us right after the trip, so that was a great addition. He brings a lot of energy, and he's a big boy, so a lot of physicality to practices. And I think we just kept on building on our mentality and our game that we had before the trip and during the trip. We're more connected on defense. We put in a lot of new plays, and everyone's fitting into their roles better now. Also, with Coach Cahoon knowing all of us better, he knows how to put us in the right places and the right place for everyone. But I think we're on a good path.
So you mentioned roles with some of the players on this team. What do you maybe expect your role to be like? What are you anticipating being able to bring to this team, and what do you want fans to know you for? As this is the kind of player you are for this team.
I think I can bring a lot of energy to the team and a lot of offensive rebounding, because the way we play with the forwards stretching out, I think I can run in and catch a lot of offensive boards, and also I like spot up shooting, and Coach Cahoon has been letting me do it. Like, he wants me to shoot the ball when I'm open, so I think that's yeah. And he also wants me to bring energy on the defensive part, because I can defend multiple positions.
Again, we're talking to Pavle Stosic. He is from Serbia and transferred to Utah State from Gonzaga. You talked about some of the things that you bring to the table, and Coach Calhoun appears to be a coach that really likes to give every player freedom to shoot the ball from the outside. Now, we were able to go up and watch one of your scrimmages, one of your practices before you guys left for Europe, and you were out there hitting 3-point shots. So how do you kind of balance your role on being able to stretch the floor as someone who can hit from the outside, but also manage what's going on in the low post?
I mean, it's a working process, but I think with our playing style, the bigs are coming in and out of the paint, so we can affect shooting, but we can also defend the paint, and we can rebound. But we have a lot of help. One of our bigs, Aubin, the transferred in from Stetson. I think he's a really good rim defender. He's really impacting the rim defense for us.
So I wanted to ask about your former team Gonzaga. With the news with the Pac-12, Gonzaga going to be joining the Pac-12. Just curious about your thoughts on your former team joining the conference that your current team is about to join.
I remember the coaches talking about it last preseason as soon as I came in the team at Gonzaga, and I'm happy. I really want to play against them because I really have a lot of respect for Coach Few and the whole coaching staff, and I'm really good with the guys. I think a lot of them are going to be like my friends for the rest of my life. I really had a great time at Gonzaga last year.
Aggie Madness is coming up here shortly. It's an opportunity for fans to come and watch you guys on the court. For those who, Jason and I, we were lucky. We got to see you guys on the court, and we saw what this team is about. But for those who this will be their first time, what would you say to them? Like, what are they going to see when they come into the Spectrum on the 14th?
They're going to see a team with a lot of energy and a lot of connection.
So I want to ask about one part of it. I believe there's a dunk contest, right?
Yeah.
And are you going to be participating in that?
I still don't know about it. I don't know. I can get up, but I don't know if I'm at the level of Ian Martinez yet.
Does it seem like he's gonna be a shoo-in, or are there guys who are going to compete with him pretty good?
I think Isaac Davis can compete with him. I don't know who else. Drake has some sneaky hops. We'll see. We still haven't talked about who's gonna do every event, but we'll see. You might see me at the dunk contest. We'll see.
I will definitely look forward to it there.
That'll be fun. And the season, an exhibition game not long after that with Weber State coming up here on the 18th. So basketball season, I mean, it's here. Do you feel like you guys are ready? Do you feel? I know you've had the trip to Europe. You've had practices. Do you feel ready to start playing against somebody else?
Yeah, I think we're pretty ready to play against other teams. We put in a lot of work, and we're still working on stuff, but I think we're pretty ready to play against other teams, and I can't wait for that to happen.
All right, well, we'll look forward to those games as well. Again, thank you to Pavle Stosic. I'm going to try and work through getting to learn how to say your name better, but thank you so much for coming on the program.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the air today.
Thanks, Pavle.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break and be back after this here on the Full Court Press.